It's been a roller coaster of a weather week, and we have our severe weather awareness week coverage continuing. Brian joining us again with more on how to prepare for thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms are a common occurrence in Wisconsin during the warmer months, and while you may associate tornadic thunderstorms with bringing all the damage and concern, that's not always the case. Thunderstorms producing straight-line winds can be just as destructive, if not more, than a weak tornado. Add in wind-driven hail, and you can be in for significant threats to life and property. One way storms can produce some damage is through a thing known as a microburst. As a thunderstorm builds, it begins to suck in some drier air, and as that happens, it eventually starts to cool through a process called evaporative cooling. As that happens, well, the air begins to rush down, and it picks up speed, so much so that when it reaches the ground, it rushes out, and with great force, that can bring up to 150-mile-an-hour winds over a short area, which of course can be just as destructive as a tornado. Another thing we're always keeping an eye on, hail. That is caused by water droplets being sucked up through the updraft. Eventually, they climb to a layer of the atmosphere that is below freezing, and they freeze solid. Those ice pellets continue to grow until they become too heavy or the updraft weakens. Once that happens, you'll notice the hail begins to fall, and of course that's when we start to see it reaching the ground and causing problems on impact. Now, storms, they have a level of severity in terms of minor to extreme damage. You'll start to notice minor damage with winds up to around 58 miles an hour and hail that is about to quarter size. More considerable damage when you get to 70-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball size hail, and destructive damage occurs once winds reach 80 miles an hour or baseball size hail. So definitely a lot of variety when it comes to springtime thunderstorms. And remember, anytime a thunderstorm is moving through your area, it's always a good idea to take cover inside. If a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, you will want to take extra precautions such as getting into an interior room and staying away from windows. You can help minimize damage on your property by keeping trees trimmed and healthy.
All right, Brian, great information. Thank you. Another good way to make sure you're prepared for severe weather is by having our free First Alert app downloaded. You can find the latest conditions right there at your fingertips. We'll be right back.